BNKR price prediction. BNKR is at a clean decision point, but confirmation comes before any target. The confirmation trigger is break and hold outside the POC near 316.16 millionths of a dollar to 329.4 millionths of a dollar. Then, around 320.2 millionths of a dollar is the first upside objective. The readout bias is weight. For me, confidence is around 49 out of 100, so this is not a blind chase setup. The decision level is the POC near 316.16 millionths of a dollar. If price accepts above that area, bulls get a real shot at the upside path. For this trade plan, I am using that level as the anchor, then rotating through liquidity, volume, positioning, market context, and execution instead of repeating the same chart line. The liquidity map comes from market Nuker. I treat it as estimated levels, not a live order book. The reason I am careful: mixed range structure, support 316.8 millionths of a dollar, resistance 320.2 millionths of a dollar, volume is 0.0 times recent average. Above the level, the clean upside target is around 320.2 millionths of a dollar. The bull case needs a reclaim, a hold, and follow through. I want to see price build above the level, hold the retest, and avoid giving back the breakout into the next candle. The downside case needs rejection and a failed retest. The bear case is simple too. If price rejects the battle level, keeps making lower highs into it, or loses the reaction low, then I do not want to pretend the chart is strong. That is where the trade becomes a short idea or a skip. The next objective from the readout is around 320.2 millionths of a dollar. I use that as a map, not a guarantee. If price starts moving toward that area with weak volume or no clean retest, I would rather take the cleaner reaction than chase late. The invalidation area is price decisively crosses around 316.8 millionths of a dollar. That is the line where the idea should change. If price decisively crosses that area against the thesis, I accept that the setup changed instead of moving the stop to protect a guess. Nearest liquidity is around 316.8 millionths of a dollar. Liquidity is the reason I care about patience here. If the market is sitting between two pockets, the first move can easily be a trap. The cleaner trade usually comes after one side gets swept and price either accepts or rejects the reclaim. There is also a range compression, so I treat the pattern as neutral, not a guarantee. Support and resistance context: support 316.8 millionths of a dollar, resistance 320.2 millionths of a dollar. Structure is reading as mixed range structure. The breakout trigger I would watch is break and hold outside 313.4 millionths of a dollar to 309.4 millionths of a dollar. Catalyst-wise, I would check BNKR on CoinMarketCap, CoinGecko, CoinGlass, token unlock calendars, and official project announcements. If there is no fresh verified catalyst, I would not pretend there is one. This video stays chart-led until real news confirms the move. Read volume at the exact reaction area. A thin volume reclaim is not real participation. Expansion on a reclaim with closes near the highs supports the bull case. Expansion on rejection candles supports the bear case. Dead volume lowers the quality of either move. Start with the 1-hour chart, but score the response instead of the candle color. Around the POC near 316.16 millionths of a dollar, a close beyond the zone plus a held retest is evidence. If you want the exact workflow behind this read, the Market Nuker Operator Edition is linked below with the indicator, screener, playbook, setup cards, and worksheets. A wick that snaps back is only a probe. Repeated failed closes show which side still lacks control. Compare the low time frame with the 4-hour direction before calling a reversal. A quick BNKR bounce against persistent lower highs deserves a tight objective. A base that survives several tests can support a wider plan. The time frame agreement decides which version is honest. Inspect CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko to test whether spot buyers support the chart. Compare current turnover with market cap and recent participation, not rank alone. Price stalling at the POC near 316.16 millions of a dollar while leverage expands raises squeeze risk in both directions. A healthier attempt resets leverage before the break. Match the nearest liquidation pocket with the chart objective before committing size. Use BTC and ETH as the risk filter before sizing BNKR. A breaking BTC can drag down an alt with a clean local setup. Stable majors or a risk on push give the coin does not trade in isolation. Risk management keeps this usable. The stop does not belong randomly in the middle of the range. It belongs where the thesis is wrong. A confirmed move through the POC near 316.16 millions of a dollar against the active plan changes the setup, so I do not widen risk to protect a guess. Separate the scalp from the swing before entry. The scalp needs a local reaction, nearby objective, and immediate fail point. The swing needs repeated acceptance plus support from volume and the wider market. One fast touch of the POC near 316.16 millions of a dollar does not automatically qualify for the longer hold. The long setup is only interesting if the market gives me proof. I want the level reclaimed, a pullback that does not instantly break down, and then a continuation candle. If that sequence appears, the upside target becomes more realistic. If the sequence never appears, I do not chase just because the readout has an upside level. Grade the short scenario through rejection quality. Sellers need the reclaim to fail, the bounce to weaken, and structure to stay below the trigger. A fast recovery above the zone removes the edge. Only confirmed rejection makes the downside objective actionable. Above the POC near 316.16 millions of a dollar with acceptance, continuation is in play. Below that area with rejection, the choice is downside or no trade. Inside the chop, reduce size or skip. This prevents the thesis from changing with every candle color. If BNKR reaches the upside area, continuation is not automatic. A strong breakthrough liquidity can extend. A wick followed by immediate selling is a warning. The practical recap is conditional, not predictive. If this trade plan saves you from one bad entry, hit like so I know to keep doing these breakdowns, and subscribe if you want the next update before the move is already obvious. Tell me below